that's why I just came up to talk to him after the meeting.
Moment of silent prayer.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Here.
Yeah. This meeting is being recorded for informational purposes only. All comments will be taken at the end of the meeting. If anyone has a question or comment, please raise your hand. You will be recognized by the chair. Come to the podium, state your name and address. For the record, multiple speakers at the same time will not be allowed. Thank you.
Thank you. 250-18 to accept the minutes from the September 11th regular meeting.
I'll move.
I'll second.
Trustee Clark?
Yes.
And Trustee Webb?
Yes. 251-18 to authorize the fiscal officer to pay all outstanding invoices incurred and approve all warrants issued.
I'll move.
Second.
Trustee Clark?
Yes.
And Trustee Webb?
Yes. Correspondence, none on file at this time. Administration. Trick or treat will be held on October the 31st from 6 to 8 p.m. in Bazetta Township.
That's same as Portland, too.
Same as Cortland, yes. Also, as an announcement, Journey Christian Church at 2878 Warren Meadville Road, also known as the Jericho Center, will have their grand opening on Saturday, September 29, 2018 at 10 a.m. And it was Matthew C. Lowe is the lead pastor there. So we wish them well in our community. All right, I did attend the COG meeting last Thursday. Discussion by the full membership. There was not enough there to have a caucus. Required at least, I think, 18 in there for caucus. We were too short. Again, there was discussion. Pretty much the sales tax was tabled at this time. We are reforming or reestablishing some of our key or focus points. The first one that they're going to attempt is the insurance for the various members of the COG. Most of the members are small communities with a few employees. We feel that if we can include those members as well as the county workers, we could probably get a pretty substantial group together and maybe get a pretty good rate on some health insurance. Unfortunately, it's a little late this year to get that board or that committee formed, so it'll be formed shortly after the new year. I've volunteered to sit on that committee so that we can kind of pay attention to what's going on, and maybe we can, Bazetta Township can benefit by that as well. So right now, the main focus of the COG is to start sharing services, equipment, purchasing powers, and insurance. So that's, we're going to kind of keep at that so that we could move forward with our bylaws and so forth. Anything to report? No, nothing else for administration? Okay, fire department, Dennis, anything to report?
Yes, I would like to apologize to the public department heads and trustees. When I put the fire equipment out to bid, I put it as a night meeting, and it's actually supposed to be a daytime meeting. So I thank you for changing the meeting on my mistake. The only other thing I have is the two agenda items.
Okay. All right. 252, well, before that, I'd like to congratulate Dennis. Our meeting with Congressman Ryan was well received last Thursday. And the grant that was awarded on Bazetta Township's behalf, again, we want to thank you, Dennis, for an outstanding job, and I see we have the check for $103,894. Do you want to explain what that's going to be used for?
Yes, sir. We have a 5% match, so the grant's approximately $109,000 total expenditures. It will buy a gear dryer, a turnout gear dryer. So we got the gear extractor or washer through BWC last year. Well, what was happening is when we wash our gear after every structure fire, it's taking 3-4 days to dry. Well, working shifts, the gear's not dry and they're not able to put their gear back on. So I asked for a gear dryer. So the gear will now be dried within 2 to 4 hours after they wash it. This is a gear dryer. It just uses air, no heat applied to it or anything. The next item we'll look at is what we'll probably open tonight. Well, we won't open tonight. Is for 10 SCBA's with 10 spare bottles. So that's 20 total bottles and 22 masks. That will give their breathing apparatus masks for every individual on the department will have their own breathing mask, which is a health and safety issue. And, oh my, I drew a blank on the third.
It was for the...
Turnout gear. We're getting 12, we'll be purchasing 12 sets of turnout gear, that I have 12 sets that are expired as of last year. So I have 12 firefighters in expired turnout gear right now. So that's what this grant's for. The cost of turnout gear for those 12 sets is $1,822 a piece. So when you start multiplying that type of money, you would say it's pretty significant. So the grant was very needed, or I was going to have to spend that money out of my budget this year, the full amount, $1,800 times 12, and then $78,000-ish on SCBA's because those expire in February of 19. So if the grant came in at very, very timely, needed time.
Sir. Again, thank you.
Excellent.
And one of the reasons why this is so important, a lot of what we have to do is mandated by the state and by the federal government. We have no option but to provide that type of equipment to firefighters. If we don't have current equipment on their backs and something happens, this township would be opened up to a huge lawsuit by the family of that firefighter that either lost his life or became permanently disabled because of inappropriate equipment. And once again, the dryer itself, like Dennis explained, it's a two-part system. BWC and the FDA have recognized that smoke, as we know it from a fire, is a carcinogenic, and it has to be treated as such. When these gentlemen come off the truck at the station, they are contaminated. They have to shower immediately. They have to change their clothing, and their uniforms or their turnout gear has to be decontaminated. And that's what these pieces of equipment are being used for, to keep our firefighters safe and hopefully cancer-free. So again, Dennis, thank you so much for your efforts on this particular grant. It's certainly going to keep our guys safe. Anything else, Dennis?
No, you just did the first motion. That's another grant, but that's all for EMS.
Okay.
So,
All right, 252-18 to approve expenditure not to exceed $4,000 to Penn Care, 1317 North Road, Niles, Ohio, 44446. The purchase is being made through the Ohio Department of Public Safety EMS grant. The EMS grant award was for $3,897.
Nomination?
I'll second.
Trustee Clark?
Yes.
Trustee Webb?
Yes. All right, 253-18 to accept the resignation in good standing of Josh Newton for September 26th, with his resignation attached.
I'll move.
Second?
Trustee Clark?
Yes.
Trustee Webb?
Yes. Police Department, Chief Otis.
the bid, sir.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, we better open up the bids, huh? First bid received was received by the Warren Fire Equipment Company, 6880 Todd Avenue, Warren, Ohio, received on September 25th at 10:48 a.m., and it's for the self-contained breathing apparatus, SCBA's. Due date was September 25th, 4 p.m., and we're going to open it up. So let's see. This is the only bid. It looks like this was the only bid that was received. The Warren Fire Equipment Company has their presentation, and it shows in a quantity of 10 Scott X3 CGA, 10 Scott AV3000 HT face pieces, and 20 Scott 4500 PSIG cylinders with various options. We will accept this as the submission for the request to bid. Looks like there's 2 copies here, and we will turn it over to the chief for his evaluation and examination, and make a determination at our next meeting, first meeting in October. Okay. Was that, Secretary, was that the only one that was coming in? Okay, so it was only one turn in. All right, Police Department Chief Hovis.
Just what's on the agenda.
254-18 to accept the forfeiture of a 2009 Ford Fusion and a Smith & Wesson Shield 9mm handgun from case CRA 1800352, effective immediately. VIN number, serial number as shown below, and also see the attached court document. Motion to accept?
I'll move.
I'll second.
Trustee Park?
Yes.
Trustee Webb?
Yes. Okay, 255-18, to approve the attached resolution to dispose of township property by internet auction.
I'll move.
I'll second.
Trustee Park?
Yes.
Trustee Webb?
Yes. Okay. 256-18, to promote Officer Michael Walker to part-time effective September 23rd, 2018, at a rate of $13 per hour with a $100 uniform allowance on an as-needed basis.
He's what, volunteer right now, Chief?
No, he's FTO training.
Okay, he doesn't get any pay as of
Yeah.
$8. So he's going from 8 to 13?
8:30, yeah. Yeah, he's completed his training program.
Okay. I'll move.
Okay. I'll second.
Trustee Park?
Yes.
Trustee Webb?
Yes. 257-18, to hire Janessa Patrick as a part-time secretary effective immediately at a rate of $9 per hour, with an increase to 10 per hour of first anniversary and 11 per hour on a second-year anniversary on an as-needed basis.
Mr. Chairman, I can't move on that the way it's written. If you want to change the way it's written, I have a hard time when you're going to give somebody an increase the second and third year of their thing when we don't do that. I just think you have to have yearly evaluations. I'm all for hiring her. I just don't like with the increase each year.
Okay, so based on this resolution,
This is the way we hired Teresa Bott, same exact language, minus the on an as-needed basis.
Well, you're not going to get a vote from me, Chief, because I just don't believe that.
okay, well, we have a couple of options here. We don't hire her, or we amend the resolution at this time to hire her at a $9 per hour with potential increases.
A yearly evaluation, just like we do everybody else.
Yeah. We could do that. reword it to this way, to hire Janessa Patrick as part-time secretary, effective immediately at a rate of $9 per hour, with a potential increase to $10 per hour on the first anniversary and $11 per hour on the second year anniversary.
No,
No?
take it all out, scratch it all out,
So,
at the rate of $9 per hour, period.
okay,
You'll get my vote. How many days a week is she gonna work?
Well, she's gonna go through training, so we're not quite sure yet. I mean, she's probably gonna work 2 or 3 days a week.
Our fiscal officer is done at the end of the month, she'll be back here.
If we can get her hired and working and trained up, yeah.
I thought that's why she was down there all this time now.
We gotta hire an employee. We haven't hired an employee.
yeah,
Yeah. If you do it this way, you'll have my vote, if not, you won't. Simple as that.
(257-18) to hire Jessica Patrick as a part-time secretary, effective immediately at a rate of $9 per hour.
I'll move.
I won't.
I'll move.
I won't.
Oh, okay.
The reason I won't is because I want to add on an as-needed basis. If we put that on an as-needed basis in as part of this resolution, and we have to lay her off, well, it was on an as-needed basis. Or if we reduced her hours, it was on an as-needed basis. I'd like to see on an as-needed basis, continue will be part of that.
But nothing with the,
Not, no.
all right, all right.
Okay, so I'm gonna try this one more time.
All right.
257-18 to hire Janessa Patrick as part-time secretary, effective immediately at a rate of $9 per hour on an as-needed basis.
Okay.
Is there a
I'll
motion?
move.
I'll second.
Trustee Clark?
Yes.
Trustee Webb?
Yes. Okay, road department, Superintendent Clark.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. The only thing I have really on the agenda is the bubble project for Beaver Trail. It's a grant award, and I had correspondence with John Hurst. I was approved to seek legal help from an attorney about in 2013, 2014 area sometime. When I saw that the private side of OBWC had won a class action lawsuit against BWC. And I just got an email from John after I shot him a quick email, and we did get class action certification, us and with Pharma, and we are the lead on this OBWC lawsuit for the public side. Of course, BWC appealed it, and now it's going to go to the Ohio Supreme Court. But they're very optimistic that we may see some outcome from this class action lawsuit if we get certification on it. So just a little update on that. It's been a long time coming, but it is slow to work. That's all I have.
Okay, thank you. 258-18 to accept the Ohio Public Works Commission Issue 1 grant funding in the amount of $47,776 for TH1403 Beaver Trail resurfacing, and approves $5,500 in a general bond and note retirement fund as a local match for the project. The balance will have, and will collect the amount of $55,450 in the general
That should say
bond note retirement fund, and that this amount will be used to pay the Ohio Public Works Commission SCIP or RLP loan requested for the TH1403 Beaver Trail resurfacing with a total cost of $108,726.
I'll move.
I'll second.
Trustee Clark?
Yes.
Trustee Webb?
Yes. Okay, also please note that there was a letter to the Tribune Chronicle regarding the proposal of the 3 mil additional tax levy on the ballot this November. Superintendent Park and I composed this letter at the request of the Tribune for us to submit some information regarding that levy, and it had to be received at the paper there on Monday. The letter was mailed out last Thursday, and hopefully they did receive it on time. Okay, Planning Director, Zoning Inspector, and Code Enforcement Officer, Mr. Pizzullo.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Put this on the agenda, please.
Okay. That's all, we're going to approve those, there's
There's 3 properties.
three
for
properties,
abatement.
okay. 259-18, to approve the attached 505.87 resolutions attached to the agenda. That would be for properties located at 3384 Durst Clag, 3250 Hogan Black Stub, and 4160 North Park, all in Bazetta Township in Trumbull County.
I'll move.
I'll second.
Trustee Clark?
Yes.
Trustee Webb?
Yes. Okay, Zoning Commission and Zoning Board of Appeals. I know that the fourth quarter meeting for the Zoning Commission will be held October 3rd, 6:30 p.m. here at the Admin Building. Zoning Board of Appeals, Mr. Chairman, would you like to report?
Yes, we will have a appeals board meeting tomorrow evening at 6 p.m. Concerning a request for a variance.
Okay, thank you. Parks and Recreation Board, anything to report?
No, we had some work done at the park and, at the gazebo, and, we want to thank the road department for going over there and doing that for us.
Okay, thank you.
And our next meeting is October 16th, at 7 o'clock here.
Thank you for your report. Asked to be placed on the agenda, no one has been asked. Public comment, open up the meeting to public comment this time. Is there anyone that would care to make public comment? Please come forward, state your name and address.
Bob McBride, 3367 Warrenmeadville Road. The first question is directed to the chief, please. What's going to go on with that 9mm handgun?
That'll be entered into our evidence room.
Okay, I mean, is it going to get destroyed or sold?
It all depends.
Okay. Because I think it should really be sold. There's probably enough handguns out there. Not another one for someone else to steal, but of course, that's my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, we're not in the business of selling.
I understand that. I'm sure you don't get them that often, but.
Well, sometimes we do trade them in on lawn enforcement.
Oh, okay,
equipment.
that's fine. Yeah, I'd be good with that. You know, I mean, selling to the public, I just wouldn't.
We don't sell to the public.
Okay, that's good. I seen then, to the trustees, I seen where we're having Cody's Lawn Care do some lawn stuff, okay. Do we have copies of their workers' comp and liability insurance?
I believe we do.
Updated?
I believe so.
Okay. Is that something you yearly do?
Yes,
Okay.
I think it's once a year.
once a year.
Okay. What about on his liability insurance, sir? Is the township on there as an added insured?
I believe so.
Okay.
And I think it's at $1 million.
Okay, well, I
From what I can
mean,
remember.
you could have liability insurance, I mean, you could be
See, make sure.
where they're, where we're covered.
Right.
They're helping fight the war,
Right.
you know.
We can have that available for the next meeting.
Oh, I don't have a problem believing it, I just wanted to make sure, because see, some people I deal with, they want added insurance,
Sure,
they
yeah.
want their name on there,
Mm-hmm.
and some people don't ever say anything.
Mm-hmm.
Pete's going to.
Okay, that's good. The only other thing, and I'd want, because I know this happened when we did those cemetery trees, where he subbed it to somebody else. Now, did you have their liability insurance and workers' comp also?
I made sure of that, yes.
Did you have a
I
copy?
probably have it down in my files.
Okay, I'm just saying that you know, it should be a yearly update.
That quote didn't come from me.
No, I
That
understand.
came through Mike Mills.
Yeah.
But I made sure that
Yeah.
if we
I
were gonna
also-
award
yeah.
anything, it was gonna be
Yeah.
insured and DWC costs.
Right, and sorry for not direct, I meant to direct you, but not,
I'll redirect if I can.
Right, that's the fuck down.
There you go.
But, yeah, just that's because, you know, like, even though, say Cody is fully insured, and then he brings the sub in, and his sub does not have no workers' comp or insurance, does not mean that he's covered.
Right, right.
The same thing, that's an added insurance.
Sure, right.
And just to keep the township from being dragged into, paying for someone's bills.
Right, or injury,
Well, that's it, the injury.
yeah,
You can't go to the hospital for,
that's a couple $1,000.
yeah, that's just to get you in the door.
Yeah.
Well, anyone we hire as a contractor has to be drug tested and the whole bit, if I remember right.
Well, they have to
We'll
sign
sign
off
it.
on
Or
it.
sign off.
Yes.
Yeah.
Just, there is, we used Cody's this year because I had a late start, I didn't start till
Yeah.
June. And that's who the service provider was established by the previous zoning inspector. That will be put out to bid again in the spring.
I don't have a problem with him doing it, all I'm asking is that.
There
you have a copy of his
was a
liability.
recent certificate of insurance from his insurance company in the file with this calendar year.
Okay.
It does list the township as
Okay, added insurance.
added insurance.
And you do have the workers' comp.
That was, it's,
Is there one, do you have one now, is it?
that was,
or you don't?
well, the file that I have has this year's liability insurance, certificate of insurance.
But you don't have no workers' comp?
There may be one in the file, I didn't see it.
You haven't
It wasn't
seen it,
part of
okay, well then that needs to be addressed.
I'll
Because,
check
you
on
know,
that.
that would be putting the township at liability where they would go back onto Chris's,
Yeah.
Sure.
you know, if they don't, you know.
Have been.
I think that's all.
Zoning.
Okay, very good. Thank you for your questions. Anyone else like to come forward for public comment? Okay, 260-18 to adjourn the meeting. 6/29.